You can hear the wind whipping over our headset mics right now. It is sunny. It's going to be expected temperature-wise in the mid to upper 60s. It is dry as this one, 48 hours delayed, but they're going to get it in as DCTV Sports and the Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show is on the air, live from Napoleon. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller as the Airsville Pilots. Right there, you take a look at them. 7-0, perfect in the GMC, 15-7 overall. Taking on the Leipsic Vikings. It is the second round of the sectionals. Ayersville, the number 1 seed. They got a first round bye, so this will be their first game of any kind in a week. On the flip side, Leipsic knocked off, was it Macomb, I think it was, in the first round of the playoffs. They're looking to keep their momentum going. It will take a giant upset to knock off the top-seeded Pilots, but you don't play the game on paper, you play it on the field. Just ask the Defiance baseball team, as our broadcast last night saw the number 7 seed Tiffin Columbian knock off the top-seeded Bulldogs. There's a reason you play, and it's to win the right to wear the jersey for another week. Scoop, we're going to see a good pitcher's duel here. Let's look, we all know about the Honey Badger. You just saw her there warming up, taking infield, Kendra Waldron for the Pilots. But let's start with the Vikings' Alexis Hermiller. Again, she is it. Really nobody else. Only one other player has thrown more than 5 innings, and that's Olivia Tussing. Hermiller, 11-10 overall, 21 games played, all starts. She's thrown 125 and 2/3 innings, and her walk-to-strikeout ratio is impressive.
Yeah, it really is, and I think it's no secret. All revolves around Hermiller out there in the circle, so it's going to be important for the Pilots, I think, to maybe score some runs early. You know, sometimes being a higher seed, you have a little bit of pressure on you. I think they need to get success early, get some confidence if they want to move on to next week's district tournament.
Now, Hermiller with 47 walks, 122 strikeouts, opponents hitting 280 against her. Her whip is 1.7 with an ERA of 3.56. On the flip side, we don't need to tell you, but we will just because we enjoy talking about her. The Honey Badger, Kendra Waldron. And there you take a look at her, number 28. She is locked in. Scoop, I want to do a comparison, though, because we talked about this earlier this year. When she beat Defiance, the weather had just started to warm up. We'd had 4 weeks of really, in many cases, close to freezing temperatures with 15 to 25 mile-an-hour winds, not the type of weather that this game was designed to be played in. Kendra Waldron had an ERA of just over 2. As she enters today's contest, that has dropped to 1.24 in 118 innings pitched. She's allowed just 31 runs. 10 of them have been unearned. But Scoop, you say 2-1, 3-1, even 4-1. Walk to strikeout ratio is good. She's at 7.5, basically 8-1. 30 walks against 236 strikeouts. Opponents are hitting just under $160 against.
Yeah,
her.
Just incredible. She's 4 strikeouts away from having an 8-1 strikeout walk ratio, just off the charts. But remember, Brent, you kind of talked about the weather playing havoc here in Northwest Ohio. Ayersville started out just 1-4. They really struggled early. You talked about some of those numbers, but since that time, 14 straight wins since their last loss, April 4th at Sylvania Northview. And a lot of it has to do with Kendra Waldron out there in the circle. Those numbers are incredible. She averages exactly 2 strikeouts per inning pitched. You combine that with the fact that you don't walk anybody, boy, that makes it awfully tough to put up runs against this Pilot defense.
Enough of us. Let's hear from the coaches in their own words. Had a chance to talk with Coach Hermiller from Leipsic and Coach Zartman from the Pilots, provided our broadcast booth doesn't blow away. We're going to take a 30-second timeout, a 30-second break. When we come back, we'll get the Vikings' perspective on things with Coach Hermiller. Don't go anywhere. The Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestel.com.
Welcome back to the Ayersville Chevrolet.
Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.
Welcome back to the Ayersville Chevrolet.
Discover top-quality healthcare education at Northwest State. Our instructors have real-world experience, so they know how to prepare you for great career opportunities. Northwest State, where you'll get the top-quality healthcare education you need to succeed.
Chevrolet, located on North Clinton Streets in downtown Defiance. You in the market for a car, Coach? We might be able to get you a ride.
Not currently right now. Well, actually, my daughter is. She just graduated, so.
So there we go. I'm thinking here, graduation present, maybe. We don't have to style in a Cadillac. They've got a great selection of used vehicles as well as new ones. If you're like a budget like mine, a cream puff instead of a lemon. Yes. If you can't get out to their lot in person, check them out online at drivebobestel.com. Coach Hermiller is joining us right now. Coach, I'll ask you the same thing that I asked to Ayersville's dugout. You were supposed to play on Wednesday. Mother Nature didn't cooperate. You were able to get it 48 hours later. So let me ask you this, because you did have a first-round game, unlike Ayersville, who hasn't played in over a week. Is that a plus, a minus, or a push at best for this team?
Probably I'd say a push at best. I say we, it's been a week and a half since we've played. We haven't played since last Wednesday. And then also with the way the weather is, when you practice inside, you don't get the same quality of practice usually that you do when you go outside. They're less excited. We're less excited this time of year to be inside again. So
let me ask you this. Where would you say, I'm going to ask you to rewind a couple months. You're now in the second round of the playoffs here. Where has this team made its most improvement from first pitch to now?
Most of our improvements we've made has been defensively. We knew that was going to be our infield defense was going to be a little bit of a struggle coming in. We lost 2 4-year starters from last year's team, plus our third baseman moved into catcher, and some of those spots are being filled in by freshmen. So we knew that was going to be an issue, but and it was at the beginning of the year, and they've slowly gotten better throughout the season.
Yeah, I was going to say there's several underclassmen. You mentioned a couple freshmen, a few baby sharks on the starting roster. But at this point in time, you always hear coaches say it's the end of the year. You're no longer a freshman, sophomore, or junior. Are they playing like it, or is the game slowed down for them now?
Yeah, I think it's like I mentioned there before. They've gotten a lot better as it's gone, and I think it's slowed down quite a bit. We've got a couple freshmen that have played big roles for us this year. Sadly, we're missing one tonight because of an injury. She's going to be out for the year, but we'll have other girls ready to step up and take her place and step up and hopefully contribute in positive ways.
Let's go ahead and break down the opponent tonight, Ayersville. Let's go ahead and start in the circle. Kendra Waldron, if she chooses to, is a college-level pitcher, potentially D1. She's got 4 pitches. Lots of times when I talk to youngsters, they'll say, oh, yeah, I've got 4 or 5, which means you've got 4 or 5 that maybe only cross the plate once in every 10 pitches. She's legit. Have you had a chance to scout her, and what's your approach when you step in the box today?
No, I have not had. We have not had a chance to go see Ayersville play this year. They were not. Usually we play them in the regular season. This year they were not on our schedule. Our approach is just going to be go in there, go with confidence, and she throws it in there, take a swing, put it in play.
So basically, baseline approach is: are you hunting a specific pitch, a specific spot, or what's your general approach? That every kid's different, obviously, but is there a baseline that you want everybody at least to start with?
Usually with most high school pitchers, like I said, I haven't seen her pitch, so I can't speak to her specifically. Most of them, their fastball is their main pitch. So, I mean, it's look for the fastballs and try to sit on the changeups if those come, and the off-speed pitches when they come.
So don't get behind in the count?
Yeah, that's always a key.
There's another Hermiller that's going to be on the field, and she's going to be in the circle. Her approach. She's pitching beyond her years as well. As a matter of fact, I think all but, maybe 5 innings, she's pitched pretty much every inning for you this season. Break her down for us.
I don't know if it's been quite all but 5 innings, but yeah, most of the season she's been our pitcher. She's not an overpowering pitcher, but she does throw 4 pitches just like you said she does, and she can throw them all for strikes when she needs to, usually when she needs to. So, but that's really what she relies on more is the off-speed pitches and the changeup and the curveball. You know, because like I said, she's not going to overpower anyone and blow it by them.
Nothing wrong with pitching to contact.
Nope.
There's a reason you have 8 defenders
Yes,
out
sir.
there for you. So if she's on today, are we going to see maybe a lot of ground ball outs?
Yeah, she usually gets a lot of ground. This year it's been more split. In past years, she was more of a ground ball pitcher. This year, I think because, like I mentioned earlier, our infield defense was struggling a little bit. We've pitched more to the fly balls because our outfield defense is very strong. It's been, our one freshman and then a couple of seniors that have been started out there for this will be their 3rd year now. So yeah, we've pitched a lot more to the fly balls this year.
Right. Everybody knows at this point in time of the season you're playing for the right to basically put the jersey on one more time, to get on the bus one more time. With this group, do you need to give any big rah-rah pregame speeches, or do they understand what's on the line?
No, they know what's going on, and actually our pitcher, Allie, there, she's the one that does all that for us. She starts everything. She's all about softball all the time. She absolutely loves the game, loves the sport, and she pushes everybody else to be, get on the same page.
All right, Coach, as always, we appreciate it. Nice to finally meet you. It's a red letter day, ladies and gentlemen. We've got him on the air. Best of luck to you this afternoon.
All right, thank you.
We're going to take a quick time out. We're back with more right after this. You're watching the Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show on DCTV Sports. Here it comes on a count in 3, 2, 1. Welcome back. The Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show continues. It is time. We've had to wait an extra 48 hours. Look, Mother Nature hasn't exactly cooperated, not only this week, but all season long. But I would say this, if we could have guaranteed almost 70 degrees, wow, what's that yellow thing that's popping out from the sky? Sunshine, a little bit of a breeze 6 weeks ago, you would have absolutely taken it, wouldn't you?
Absolutely. So we've been so wet and cold all spring, and then we got a little teaser with the 80-degree weather. So, yeah, definitely taking it.
Time now to get back on the field. As Ayersville, the number 1 seed in their sectional, they drew the first round bye. We appreciate you joining us as DCTV Sports Pregame is on the air. Our thanks going out to our sponsor, Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac, located on North Clinton Streets in downtown Defiance. Check out their great selection of new, and in my case, used vehicles. Everybody's on a budget nowadays. They've got a great selection out on the lot, or if you can't make it there, check them out online at drivebobestel.com. Coach Sartman joining us right now. I've been working on a tricked-out ride for you.
Yeah.
You win a state championship, and I believe we'll get at least a lease for a year for you. How's that sound?
Even a day would work, so I'd be okay with that. So.
All right, so let's go ahead and break it down here. You drew the number 1 seed. You earned the number 1 seed, but yet you had to wait. It's been a full week since this team has been on the field after knocking off Tenora to wrap up the regular season. You were supposed to play on Wednesday, 48 hours later. It's a long time.
Yeah.
How did you guys handle it, both physically and mentally?
We've been on the girls the whole time about we're playing today, and, obviously things get pushed back, but mentally you got to come prepared every day to play until you hear otherwise. And outside of that, we just, been working on defense and situations and stuff you don't always get time to work in practice. So keeping up with hitting as well, and, having the pitchers throw bullpens. So.
And you beat me to it, because most coaches will say they don't like that long of a wait for hitting. You've got to get in the cages. You've got to keep your swing down. So did you just treat it like a regular week's worth of practice?
Yeah, pretty much. We've been throwing live pitching all year, so some of the girls don't like the pitching machine anymore. So we've been throwing live all year with the coaches and the kids throwing to each other. We just take it one day at a time. That's what we've been doing. So.
All right, the word is out, so now we're going to mention it. I'm going to nickname her the Bulldog if she doesn't already have a nickname. Allison Eldridge is far from 100%, but she has casted up, and you told me she is hell-bent on playing today. You weren't going to stop her.
Yeah, no, I'm not. I'm the athletic trainer at the school, too. So she sent me a message, went to the doctor, and she got released. She said, hey, I got a note. And I'm like, you better bring me a note, or else it's a no-go. So yeah, she practiced the other night. She's doing well with it. She's got good hands to start with, so that's a benefit to her, especially being casted up. So we're going to see. We don't want to make too many changes, and if the only change we got to make is bunt coverage and stuff like that, then we'll do that and keep everything the same. So
let's go ahead and break down today's opponent, the Vikings. Look, sometimes the old phrase is you are what your record says you are, but then you take a look at this team, better than sub 500, and they've got a stud in the young Hermiller. Have you had a chance to scout her? Break her down for us.
Yeah, we went and saw them play Macomb, and a scrappy team for sure. They clawed back against Macomb. I think they were down 6 and clawed back to win it. And extra innings there at the bottom of the 7th, actually. So, but yeah, they got some hitters, good pitcher. And that's what you expect this time of year too. So records mean nothing to us. We take our opponents one opponent at a time and see what they do, and it's all about matchups usually at this point.
About matchups, and at this point in time, again, regardless of who the opponent is, you don't significantly change your approach or your baseline at the plate, do you?
No, we don't. If we talk too much about approach at the plate with our kids, they start going crazy. So we keep it simple, let them see pitches, do what they do at the plate, and then we're going to roll with what they do that day. So that's kind of how we handle it.
Well, speaking of seeing pitches, the Honey Badger has been itching as well. Now, one thing about Kendra Waldron, she was all smiles. She gave our crew a wave. She knew where we were at. But when you start warming up, she goes into beast mode. Is there anything you even need to say, or is it just let her rip?
No, let her rip. Let her do her thing. She kind of gets locked in when she's warming up, and if she's not happy with something, she keeps throwing it until it's right, So we kind of let her do her thing early, and then if she's feeling good, she'll stop. If she's got to warm up more because she's just not feeling it, she'll get on track by the time we're done. So, but yeah, we just let her do her thing at the plate and have our defense behind her. So,
with that said, this is a relatively veteran group. At the same time, do you really need to give a big rah-rah or pregame speech, or can you treat this as just another game on the schedule?
It's tournament time, so I think, and they know. In the past, we've talked about tournament, and then they get uptight about things. So we haven't even talked tournament. We're just taking, again, our motto's been one game, one pitch, one play at a time all year. That's kind of how we're handling it. So.
All right. Yep. Pitch by pitch, that's our motto as well, day by day. Coach, as always, we appreciate it. Best of luck to you today.
All right. Thank you very much. Appreciate what you guys do.
Coach Waldron joining us. We're going to take a quick time out. We're back with the starting lineups right after this. You're watching the Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show on DCTV Sports. All right, sir. Appreciate it. We'll be right here waiting for you.
All right. Anything?
Batten down the hatches. If you cannot hear it over our crowd mics, then I don't know what else. You maybe need a bell tone. It is windy, it is gusty, but it is dry, and it's time to play softball. We welcome you aboard as the Ayersville Chevrolet Cadillac pregame show is now wrapped up. Brent Balbinot alongside Scoop Miller, live from the Polian as we are set for softball. This would be first-round district playoff action as the top seed Ayersville Pilots, they drew a first-round bye, taking on the Leipsic Vikings. We're going to get to your Baker Schindler Company starting lineups in just a second. But Scoop, right now the sun is out, and yes, it's very gusty. There's going to be no such thing as a routine fly ball this afternoon. But if you would have told everybody on this field 6 weeks ago, this is the weather we would have had to play in, they would have wrapped both arms around it.
Well, you're right. Even though it's near the end of May, this is nearly end of March weather. But again, you get a chance to play. It will be gusty, so no such thing as a routine pop fly today. Both teams will have to battle the same elements. But here we are, both teams an opportunity to win a sectional championship here this afternoon.
The winner will be right back on this field tomorrow afternoon, trying to keep their postseason playoff hopes alive. Time now for our national anthem, brought to you by the Defiance County Veterans Office. National anthem in the books, courtesy of the Defiance County Veterans Office. Proud to support local veterans and their families, connecting them with resources available to them. If you'd like to know what you might be eligible for, give them a call at 419-782-6861. Time now for our starting lineups, brought to you by Baker Schindler Company, proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company, Defiance and Paulding, baker-schindler.com. First, let's go ahead and take a look at the lineup for who will be the visiting team, the Leipsic Vikings. This is where you take a look at the top half of this lineup, Scoop, and they've got some bats. It's not the least of which Alexis Hermiller. Again, she's in the circle, but she's also hitting .470 with an on-base percentage of .576, and they want her speed aboard. She has yet to be thrown out this year. She is 18 for 18 in stolen bases. Peyton Schrader will be behind the plate. She'll bat second. Jaden Cupp, she is heading to Bluffton University on a volleyball scholarship. Center fielder, hitting .333, batting cleanup, Sierra Steingrass, the right fielder. Kendall Wagner will be your shortstop, hitting fifth. Ava Schrader roaming left field, batting sixth. Serenity Arizola, love that name. I thought it was Italian, but she told me it's Spanish. She's going to Tippin University just because she's a brilliant student. She's on the honor roll. She will be at third base. Olivia Tussing will be your first baseman, and Alicia Paniagua will be at second. Let's take a look at the defense that Coach Zartman will send to the field for the Pilots. The Honey Badger, Kendra Waldron, in the circle. We gave you her numbers. She has been nothing short of spectacular this season, allowing just 1.24. That's her ERA. Opponents hitting under $1.60 against her. Daniela Coble, the freshman, Baby Shark, will be behind the plate. Ava Sigler, Ariel Brown, Allison Eldridge, and Aubrey Limber from left to right on the infield. Michaela Sierra, senior Rylan Beecher in center, and Mickey Shreve in right. Digging in from the right side, the first pitch courtesy of the Arthur Law Firm was a ball. This one's in there for a strike, even things up at 1 ball and 1 strike. Both teams' counterparts getting after each other in the very first at bat here, Scoop.
Yeah, this is going to be quite a matchup all afternoon long, and right now Waldron gets on top of Hermiller 1-2. Remember, Waldron, this is their 20th start, and she's allowed just 30 walks on the season, so she's going to be around the plate most of the afternoon.
If you heard Coach Hermiller, as there's a calm third strike on the inside corner, beautifully placed, and we've got the first batter going down courtesy of a Premier Bank strikeout from Kendra Waldron.
Great sequence that time by Waldron. Fell behind, but then hit her spot 3 different times. She'll move the softball around, as we'll see.
First pitch. Well, that looked like might have been a little bit of a Scroogey. We saw the seam sitting fat. We are right inside the third base dugout, so we are literally just about, 10 feet behind home plate as Paige Schrader digs in from the right side. This one squirts away, and that might have clipped home plate umpire Dan Carnahan. The Blue Crew, we've got 3 of them on the field here this afternoon. Scoop, Dan Carnahan has the gear on. He's calling balls and strikes. Mark Hetrick will be the man at first and making all the impartial calls. At third is Blake Whitman, as this one's in there for a strike, 1-1.
Yeah, this is a great crew. This is what you expect when you get to the district tournament here. 3 seasoned umpires.
Tries a rise ball that misses a bit upstairs. That's the one pitch that Kendra Waldron has said she's continuing to work on. She's added a screwball. She's got the curve, obviously, and when it's on, that thing's breaking at least a foot. And when she humps that fastball up, as this one a grounder right back to her as she fields her position, flips over to first, and just like that, there's 2 away.
Well, that's the one thing gets overlooked. Waldron, just an excellent defender as well. Helps her own cause right there with a nifty glove play. 2 quick outs for the Vikings here in this first inning.
So here's Jaden Cupp digging in from the right side, hitting .333. First pitch swinging comes up empty. We'll have to check and see if anybody has the gun set up on the pitchers here this afternoon, but Kendra Waldron has added at least a mile, maybe 2 per hour more on that fastball as the weather has warmed up. Scoop, I've been told she's hitting 63 to 64 miles an hour here at the end of the season.
Yeah, that's easy to believe. We've seen her multiple times this year and past years as well. And there's
that's
another
beauty.
Premier Bank strikeout for Waldron, her second of the inning, and the Vikings go down in order.
Good morning, good afternoon, and good night as Kendra Waldron strikes out 2 of the 3 Vikings hitters she faces. We're through 1/2 inning. No score. Leipsic nothing. Airsville coming to the plate. You're watching DCTV.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com. For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center, Stadium Drive in Defiance, and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.
We welcome you back to Napoleon as we are at the bottom of the first. Sun beaming out from behind the clouds. It is exceptionally windy. If you haven't noticed over our headsets, we don't have a crowd mic on, ladies and gentlemen. It is just a zephyr. Right now, it's blowing at our backs, but across the diamond from left to right. So anything to the opposite field, if you're a right-hander or if you're a lefty and you can pull, it's probably going to get a lot of help from Mother Nature. As you're taking a look at Alexis Hermiller, the senior for the Vikings, and she's been miss everything. She has thrown all but, I believe, 13 innings this season for the Vikings. She's 11-10 in 21 appearances. She's got a 3.56 ERA, 47 walks against 122 strikeouts. Kendra Waldron will lead things off for the Pilots, and Waldron having an exceptional season at the plate as well as in the circle. As Scoop, she is the team's leading hitter, batting .418 coming into this afternoon's contest. 28 hits, 18 RBI, and how about this? 4 doubles and 7 home runs, as this one's a fly ball into left and that wind blowing it away from Ava Schrader and quickly into second base. You got to mark that down as a double. No leather on it, but there's the wind that we were talking about immediately paying dividends.
Well, great start for Airsville. We mentioned how nothing's going to be routine. That ball up in the jet stream, but it just kind of kept fading away from Ava Schrader in left field. And Waldron stands up on second base.
And Michaela Sierra lays down a bunt. This is a beauty, and quickly over to first. They get the out, but the sacrifice does the job as Waldron, are they taking her back? Are they going to say she made contact outside?
She stepped outside the box. That's going to be
out.
An automatic out, a dead ball. And unfortunately for the Pilots, that will send Kendra Waldron back to second base. So what looked like was going to be a successful sac bunt is negated with the interference call.
So here's Ariel Brown digging in. Brown, another hot hitter, batting .390 on the season. Digging in from the right side. Let's go ahead after this pitch and take a look at Ayersville's lineup as Hermiller deals swing and a miss. And there we go for the Pilots. Again, you saw Waldron reach. Sierra on contact outside the box, called out. Ariel Brown hitting third. Ava Sigler batting cleanup. Freshman Daniela Coble behind the plate and batting fifth. As this one misses high, Waldron not going. Aubrey Limber will be at first, that because of the knee injury to Addie Zartman. Now Zartman will stay in the game and hit as the designated player. She will hit for the second baseman, Addison Eldridge, as this one strike at the knees. Rylan Beecher, the senior center fielder, hits eighth, and Mickey Shreve roaming right field, batting ninth. We'll take a look at the defense for the Vikings after this pitch, as it's 2 balls and 2 strikes to Ariel Brown. Catcher last season's shortstop this season as she fouls this one away. Defensively, this is what the Vikings will look like here this afternoon. Again, Peyton Schrader, the junior, completing the other half of the battery. From left to right on the infield, it goes senior, freshman, sophomore, junior. Arizzola, Wagler, Paniagua, and Tussing from left to right. In the green, 3 seniors, Ava Schrader, Jaden Cupp, and Sierra Steingass. Off speed, and she throws her with a changeup, and you don't see that very often. Ariel Brown goes down looking for out number 2 on another Premier Bank strikeout.
What a big-time pitch that time by Hermiller. The second time she threw the changeup to Brown, and she had success on the first one as well.
This one a little low, golfing, and Ava Sigler needed a 3-iron for that one as she fouls it away right side. Sigler entering this afternoon's contest hitting .267, but the Pilots trying not to waste a leadoff double by Kendra Waldron. This one misses in the cellar, ball 1. Waldron led off with a bloop double. Michaela Sierra tried to sacrifice her over but made contact with the ball outside the box and was called out. Ariel Brown rung up looking frozen on a changeup, and right now it's 1 ball, 1 strike to Daniela Coble. Check that, Ava Sigler, excuse me. As Waldron's off and running, she's in ahead of the tag, eats a face full of dirt. She knows no other way, and now she can say she played as she's got her uniform dirty. 2-1 the count to Ava Sigler.
A great job by Waldron right now with 2 outs. The Pilots trying to force the Vikings to throw the softball around. That time the throw was a little bit high.
Yep.
But Arizona is able to get a glove on it, keep it in the infield.
So a base hit now definitely scores the go-ahead run as Hermiller sets, deals, and this one fouled away. Well, Coach Hermiller told us in the pregame that Alexis isn't going to overpower you. She's not a blazing fastball type pitcher. She's going to be on by living downstairs in the zone and getting a ton of ground ball outs. As the 2-2 on the way downstairs makes the count full.
Yeah, I think it's going to be important, especially with the wind. She's going to have to really live downstairs here. Try to throw that heavy fastball, get a lot of ground ball opportunities.
Yeah, just from the early going here, it doesn't look like she's got overpowering stuff. This one popped up. It will stay on the infield. It will die a quick death, and she freezes. Waldron comes home to score. Hermiller looked at first, then immediately turned home and just kind of had a brain cramp, and that will allow the first run home.
Well, good things happen when you put the ball in the play, and that'll go down as a single.
Yeah.
Although Sigler just kind of popped that up maybe 15 feet from home plate. It looked like Hermiller was maybe expecting that to roll foul, but it
didn't.
Hit the
dirt.
Infield. It did,
Yep.
Dirt, sandstone, whatever you want to call it, but it just had not, with all the rain this week, it just did not kick in the foul ground like she expected.
I think, and again, she clearly would have had a shot at first. Her only play would have been at first, but she second-guessed herself there, and instead of 3 outs and no damage done, 2 outs, the first run home, and a runner at first as the freshman catcher Daniela Coble digs in, looking at a 1-1 count.
Yeah, you're right, Brent. Once you pick that ball from fair territory, your only play is at first.
Runner goes, throw down to second. Oh, she didn't slide, and that was a bang-bang play, a lot closer than it probably would have been, but Ava Sigler just steps over the tag and barely beats it. Coach Zartman being aggressive on the base paths in the early going.
Well, that aggressiveness paid off. If Waldron doesn't steal third base, she's
True.
on third right now after that infield single.
This one misses upstairs. 3-1. Daniela Coble, as a freshman, hasn't shown any freshman nerve, Scoop. She's the second leading hitter on this roster. 407 on the season as she takes ball 4. So a little 2-out rally going here for the Pilots as Aubrey Limber will dig in from the left side. I've watched Aubrey in a few practices, digging in from the left side, and coach, and you see what she's doing right here, Scoop. Really choking up as this one scoots away from Schrader, and station to station, an extra 60 feet for both base runners. As Sigler's now at third and Coble at second. And I'm not so sure that wasn't a wild pitch, or pardon me, excuse me, a pass ball. That was in the webbing and just squirted out. Coach Zartman's going to call Aubrey Limber over. But Scoop, watch her. There's no question that she's a slap hitter. She's been trying to adjust, and it's tough when you're young and you're non-dominant on that side. But she chokes way up on the bat, and he has worked with her to try and keep her elbow in, take a very short swing, and just slap that thing into play and use her great speed. And she's out front, and she does just that. Slow roller up the middle, gobbled up by Wagler, and there's not going to be any play as a second run comes home for the Pilots. That's how it's done.
That was textbook slap single the other way. And again, just a really soft swing, but being from the left side and having the speed she does, just no chance for Kendall Wagler to make a play there at shortstop. Another infield hit by the Pilots, and now they put up a crooked number.
That'll bring up Addison Zartman as she takes a hefty swing at a first pitch fastball and fouls it straight back. Zartman injured her knee during basketball season. Of course, the daughter of Coach Zartman, who happens to also be the strength and conditioning coach at Ayersville. As this one inside out, it's slicing into foul territory, and that will get down for strike 2. They knew that if she had surgery, that was going to be the end of things, and she wanted to play softball her senior year. Basically, they got the doctor's clearance, no more damage can be done. However, she cannot move laterally, so instead of playing first base, she is now the designated player. And I'm being told, as the runner takes off from first to second, Aubrey Limber in with the third stolen base of this inning for the Pilots. And again, 2 runners in scoring position. She can run in a straight line. She just can't plant or turn. As this one fouled straight back, she buys herself another swing. So her job is basically to get to first. It doesn't matter where the ball is hit or how deep it's hit, as evidenced by a 205-foot single she had in the game against Defiance that we called earlier this year. The 1-2 pulls the string, and this one misses upstairs.
Well, you're right. That's her job, make contact and just run a straight beeline to the bag at first base. We'll pinch run if we need.
Yep. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. This one late swinging, fouled onto the baseball diamond. Addison Zartman hanging tough with 2 strikes.
Yeah, she's got a good-looking swing, and that time a tough pitch from Miller, but a good job of just fighting it off there by Zartman.
2-2, rise ball. She just caught a piece of it, and Zartman being a pesky hitter here. That's the 3rd pitch she's fouled off with 2 strikes.
Yeah, this has been a great at-bat here by Zartman. A nice-looking rise ball that time from Miller. And when you start that up, at the top of the strike zone, that's a tough pitch to lay off, a tough pitch to foul off, but somehow Zartman was able to do that. So the count remains even here at 2-2.
Zartman taps the outside corner of the plate, awaits the 2-2 delivery from Miller. Senior rocks and fires. She gave her another one. Looked like a rise ball up around the letters. And Zartman, she hasn't quite timed her up, but she is close.
And the more pitches you see, the more swings you get.
Yep.
I think that starts to favor the hitter, but another great-looking rise ball by Miller.
Well, Rylan Beecher's getting an education in the on-deck circle as a changeup laced into the left center field gap, and this is going to clear the bases. She limps into first, and that's all she needs to do, letting her teammates take care of business around the base paths. Coble scores. Limber scores. It's now 4-0 Pilots.
What a great at-bat there by Addison Zartman, and tough luck there for Alexis Miller, who made some quality pitches to Zartman, but she kept fighting them off, fouling them back. And then when she saw that changeup, she did a great job of keeping her hands back. She laced it into the gap in left center. And that's going to be another long single, something we've seen many times from Zartman this year.
Yep.
But she'll take it. She gets 2 RBIs, and now the Pilots have opened up a 4-run advantage here in this opening inning.
Well, Rylan Beecher had a hefty swing on a 1-0 count, comes up empty. Beecher has seen the average yo-yo. It comes in at a relatively solid 269. Oh, pitch downstairs. She checked her swing and couldn't quite hold up. I think she maybe actually fouled that off. 1-2.
Yes, it was. Just a little piece of it there, foul tip.
So the 1-2. Beecher, little humpback liner out to short and dropped. Play at the bag and not in time. Kendall Wagner had it. It had a ton of English on it. It squirts out of her glove, and how about this? The Gazelle, Addie Zartman, beats it out at second base.
Yeah, that was
and I think he's going to courtesy run for her now.
Well, now that she's in scoring position,
Yep.
Base hit, you're going to have to round third base. So certainly understand the decision here by Coach Bill Zartman.
Well, Zartman did her job. She ran a straight line for another station, and this time they're going to go ahead and bring in Eldridge to courtesy run for her. All smiles as she heads to the dugout.
Well, she should be. I mean, wow, what a start there for Zartman. A great at bat. And then, as you said, Gazelle-like getting to second base here on that little blooper up the middle.
Hey, they don't get style points. You just got to get the job done, and she certainly did. Here's Mickey Shreve as this one squirts out of the mitt of Peyton Schrader, and that's going to allow everybody another station. Eldridge into third, Beecher into second as Mickey Shreves digs in, hitting out of the 9-hole. But Scoop, how about this? Hitting 381. She's got 4 RBI, but she's looking for 5 and 6 here as she takes inside.
Remember, all these runs have scored with 2 outs here in this first inning.
Shreve takes a strike on the inside corner. 1-2. Well, and again, the Vikings haven't helped themselves. They've had one wild pitch, they've had a passed ball, and they've had an error. As this one popped up, we might get an opportunity on this one. Backing up, and Schrader just never got out of her crouch.
Yeah, she never found it off the bat. That ball was kind of heading in our living room, but the wind held it back, kept it in play. But it lands in foul territory.
Well, that wind is just getting stronger. It's at our back, so right now it's blowing not quite straight out to right, but across the diamond, but it is a zephyr. The 1-2. Tried to change up speed on her and bowls this one across home plate. Evens the count up. Well, Waldron stands in the on-deck circle as she reaches. The Pilots will have hit around here in the first. They've already scored 4 runs. This one way upstairs, and the count now full. Pilots have already wrapped out 4 hits, 4 runs, 1 key error. They've taken advantage as this one well struck down the left field line and caught. Well, we were at a bad angle there, but Ava Schrader comes down with it, and that saves at least 2. So that will do it for the Pilots here in the bottom of the first. But as we mentioned, not before they put up a big crooked number. 4 runs on 4 hits, 1 error, and a couple left aboard. We're through 1. Airsville 4, Leipsic nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com.
Sun beaming out. At least we think it's the sun. We haven't seen it in about 2 months, but right now we know where we're at, and that's Napoleon. It's the top of the second as the Pilots put up 4 runs on 4 hits. 1 error for the Vikings as Kendra Waldron in the circle will deal to 4, 5, and 6. Sierra Steingass, Kendall Wagler, and Ava Schrader. And Waldron picking up where she left off in the first inning. No balls and 2 strikes as she's dealing to Steingass. Woo! She couldn't lay off it. She couldn't catch up. And she just strikes out the 3rd best hitter on the roster in 3 straight pitches for another Premier Bank strikeout to lead off the second.
Great job by Waldron. Offense spots her 4 runs. She comes out, attacks the zone early and often.
Assuming that was a rise ball as Wagler lays off of it. Ball 1. Kendall Wagler hitting 388. Has 67 at-bats on the season. As Coble tries to frame this one up, just off the mark, according to home plate umpire Dan Carnahan. Working her inside, ball 3.
Waldron moving the softball around. That last pitch just missed on the inside corner. The one before just missed off the outside corner.
That was the obligatory 3-0 get me over fastball, strike one. First 3-ball count of the afternoon, and we'll see if Waldron comes right back after with her best stuff. She misses downstairs, ball 4. 1-out walk gives the Vikings their first base runner of the afternoon. And for Wagler, that is walk number 11 on the season. As the left-handed hitting Ava Schrader digs in, made a great catch in left field to end the threat in the bottom of the first. Fouls the first pitch back and off the press box roof. Ava hitting .317, but you talk about a good eye, Scoop. She has 17 walks on the season, behind Aubrey Clayman, who was injured a couple weeks ago and not available. Second most on the team, as this one squirts underneath Cobal's glove. Assuming they'll score that a wild pitch, but Coble will tell you she probably should have gotten out of her crouch and had that one. So a runner at second. 1-1 the count. Waldron. They wanted to appeal down to third. Here's the benefit of having a 3-man crew, and she did not go. So the count is 1-1. Oof, that was beauty.
Yeah, nasty looking pitch right there. You got a 1-1 count. You come with the heat. You bust in right on the hands. Had a lot of glove side run to it. Now you have to go after that pitch with 2 strikes.
Yep. Waldron rocks, fires. Just missed Coble. Now there's a smart move by the freshman. Run the ball back. Make sure the runner has to make a decision to retreat. 2-2.
A good looking 1-2 pitch that time from Waldron, who just tried to move the softball around a little bit. Tried to nibble on the black there in the outside corner. Doesn't get the call.
Swing and a miss. She got her there. Strike 3. Another Premier Bank strikeout. 2 away. That is her 4th so far this ball game.
Yeah, she's been awfully effective. She really has all her pitches working. 4 of the first 5 Leipsic outs have been via the strikeout.
So here's Serenity Arizola digging in from the right side. Average takes a dip in the bottom third of this order, Scoop. Serenity hitting a .184. Very personable young lady. Had a chance to chat with her in the dugout. She actually paid a visit to Tiffin University today. I said, "You on a scholarship?" She goes, "Nope, just a student." And that's when Coach and I had a long talk about 10 of the 12 players on this year's roster for the Vikings were on the honor roll this season. 0-2. Rise ball, nothing doing.
Well, for every athletic scholarship, there's 55 academic scholarships, so that's probably your best ticket to get on the honor roll, get those grades up. They'll find you.
The 1-2 brings the heat inside, framed up by Coble. That's a backwards K. That is a 3rd strikeout of this inning, a Premier Bank strikeout. And Kendra Waldron strikes out the side. So despite the 1-out walk, Vikings can't do anything with it. No runs on no hits, no errors, and 1 left the board. 1.5 in the books. Pilots 4, Vikings nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
Ohio is in a foster care crisis. Kids with real needs, medical, emotional, behavioral, are waiting for homes. Cornerstone Treatment Foster Care is looking for families ready to make a difference. You've thought about it, now it's time. Contact Cornerstone Treatment Foster Care today.
Back at Napoleon, we head to the bottom of the second. Second trip to the plate for the top of the order, and Kendra Waldron, as she led off the game with a bloop double to left, came around to score 1 of 4 runs for the Pilots. Second inning, second at bat. They're making quick work of things, keeping the line moving as Waldron takes ball 1. Kendra, as we mentioned, team's leading hitter as well, batting .418 on the season, takes above the visor.
Yeah, she also leads the teams in runs scored, hits, RBIs, triples, home runs.
And personality. Actually, I take that back. There's several characters on this team. High fly ball, the wind moving it over. Cup cannot gauge it. She got leather on it, but she cannot haul it in. Your guess is as good as mine. Are they going to put that up as a hit or an error?
I think that's going to be her second wind aided double of the afternoon. Is that ball, again, normally a routine ball, but it was hit high enough. It got in the jet stream. It just kind of kept carrying away from Jaden Cup out there in center field.
You can hear it off of our headset mics. There is no such thing as a routine fly ball today. As first pitch swinging, Sierra sends it into shallow center field. Waldron showing that she's also got some wheels as she rounds third and comes home to score to make it 5-0 Pilots.
A great job by Sierra. She got a pitch early in the at-bat that she likes. She's able to turn it around into center field. With the speed of Waldron, she scores easily. Now the Pilots have opened up a 5-0 advantage here.
Here's Ariel Brown, and this one absolutely crushed deep to center field, but the wind's going to knock it down. Cup gauges it well this time and hauls it in for the first out. How ironic. We've seen a couple of bloops that give the outfield a problem. On a normal day, I think Ariel Brown leaves the yard with that shot, and instead, it's out number one.
Yeah, good-looking swing that time by Brown, but she hit it in the deepest part of the park, and credit Cup. She made a nice adjustment, was able to get behind the softball.
Ziegler sends a shot down to third. Backhanded stop by Arizona. That was a bang-bang play. Sierra takes second. And all of a sudden, the Vikings flashing some pretty strong leather defensively.
Fantastic play that time by Serenity Arizona. She had little time to really think. She had to make a quick reaction. She made the correct one. Throws a seed across the infield for the second out.
Here's Coble digging in, sends a ground ball into center field, and hesitating, now rounding third. Sierra will beat the throw home, and a heads-up play by Coble to take second on the fielder's choice on the throw, and they keep tacking on here. That's the second run of the inning to make it 6-0.
A great job by the Pilots. They now have 7 hits here. We're still in the second inning. So great job of putting the ball in play, finding some holes. A great job by Coble to take second, as you mentioned, Brent, on that throw to the plate.
So right now, the Pistons firing on all cylinders for the Pilot offense as Aubrey Limber will dig in from the left side. Reached on an infield single. She's a slap hitter. You can see how high she's choking up on the bat. 2-0. Hopefully you can hear me over the wind. I almost can't. Off speed, framed up nicely by Peyton Schrader on the outer third, strike one.
Nice job by Hermel. She's got a plus change, not afraid to use it in any count.
The 2-1. Swing and a miss on a looked like a rise ball, 2-2. Well, here's the difference, and I'm not saying that Kendra Waldron doesn't pitch, but she also has the reliability of that 63, 64-mile-an-hour fastball that she can reach back and blow by most hitters, whereas Hermiller has to be a bit more cagey. She's got to hit her spots and work different pitches to get ahead in the count.
Now, even if you're fooled as the hitter, you still have a little bit more time to adjust. That ball's not coming in there at 60+, and this one's going to be a wild pitch.
Scoots away as Schrader picks it up just in front of us, but allows the runner at second, Coble, to take third. That will be the third wild pitch of the ball game. It is ball 4, so Limber's down to first. And Zartman's going to be pinch hit for here, with the Pilots leading 6-0. Now there you go. Sean, if you can pan down just a little bit, you take a look at Coach Zartman's knickers. He made a bet with the team that if they win the GMC, he would wear softball pants. He's making good on that promise. I'm telling you, I think he's found something that he styles in right now. I think he ought to make that a permanent part of his wardrobe.
Yeah, that's one of those bets. You're probably more than happy to hold your end of the bargain. In fact, they get a GMC championship. The kids have a little fun with it as well.
And never let it be said that he isn't a man of his word. As we are going to have a pinch hitter here. And This player is not on my list of additional subs. Johnston is on the back. Turn around, young lady. Did you get a name from the PA?
No.
This is Peyton Ensign. All right, Peyton Ensign will be the pinch hitter here for Zartman. And she's looking at a 2-1 count.
And Brent, that GMC title for the Pilots, their first in 23 years.
So Beecher stands in the on-deck circle. She's hoping to get another cut. The 3-1. Struck high, fairly shallow left field, and it will drop. It's going to score 1 run, rounding third, and Limber will come home to score. Hit them where they ain't, and all of a sudden it's 8-0 Pilots.
Again, nothing fancy, but they're doing a great job of putting the ball in play, and that was kind of hitting that Bermuda Triangle area where just nobody could seem to find it. Another hit for the Pilots, this one with a couple outs and 2 more big runs across the plate for Ayersville.
So here's Rylan Beecher digging in. Second inning, second trip to the plate for your 7-hole hitter. As Beecher sends a sharp ground ball to third. High throw, and Tussing cannot come down with it. It's going to be an error on the throw. Ensign's being told to go home. There'll be a play at the plate. She slides. Safe! All the way from first.
Now, how about that? The aggressive base running from Coach Zartman continues to pay off. He's pushing all the right buttons now. And Airsville takes advantage of the errant throw. And once again, all these runs coming across with 2 outs. And Airsville's open this wide open here, leading 9-0 here in the second inning.
They are resetting here, time being called. Boy, that wind has given everybody a little bit of fits here as Mickey Shreve 0 for 1. First pitch swinging, fly ball, left field, and that's going to be foul. Your chorus of awes coming from the Pilot faithful.
That ball was struck well that time from Shreve, but just a little bit too much out in front of it.
Mickey digs back in. Again, hitting a robust 381 out of the 9 hole as she takes a changeup for a strike on the inner third.
Well, that's just a tough changeup. She really takes a lot off of that pitch.
I mean, it is slow, slower, and then slowest. It's kind of like that Bugs Bunny cartoon where he strikes out 3 Yankees on 1 pitch. So this one fouled away. Count remains 0-2. Really howling right now. Miller deals, found, straight back, we'll do it again. I would venture to say both these teams are happy they're playing the early game here today. This game was supposed to be played 2 days ago, but the rains just didn't cooperate. Off speed, this one lined into left field. It will get down. They'll hold Beecher up. Whoa, she almost looked like she was making a beeline straight into the dugout. She holds up, and the Pilots have hit around here in the second.
Wow, incredible. The Pilots continue to swing the bats. That'll bring up Kendra Waldron. And for Waldron, her 3rd trip to the batter's box here, still just in the second inning.
Miller looking for that elusive 3rd out as she scoots Waldron away. This is going to be, I believe, a pass ball, and Beecher will score standing up. It's now 10-0 Pilots.
Tremendous job that time by Rylan Beecher. She got a little extra on the pitch when she saw it was downstairs. As soon as it scooted past Peyton Schrader behind the dish, boy, she was off to the races. Just no chance there for Schrader to make a play.
This one fouled away right side. Waldron looking at a 1-1 count. Pilots have plated 6 runs this inning. 5 hits so far. 1 key error that would have taken the Vikings out of this frame, but allowed a couple more runs to score. And it's 1-2 to Kendra Waldron. This one low, short hops. Schrader. Waldron, we have her unofficially 2 for 2 today with a couple of wind-aided doubles that has given the Viking outfielders some fits. This one well struck, but hooking foul down the left field line. If it were just that simple, you heard a teammate yell, straighten it out. Absolutely.
Well, Brent, though, probably one of the few categories that Waldron did not lead the Pilots in offensively was doubles, but she's added 2 here already this afternoon in just 2 innings of work.
So we'll do it again, the 2-2. This one well struck, deep to left field, going back and gone! Kendra Waldron goes yard, her 8th home run of the season. It brings home 2 more as the Pilots have blown it open 11-0.
Great looking swing that time by Waldron. That ball was absolutely crushed, and that needed no help from the elements.
No.
As that one had plenty of distance to clear the gap there in left center field. And now Airsville's putting up 8 runs here in the second inning, 2 by Waldron alone. The Pilots enjoying a 12-0 advantage here over the Vikings.
All right, and this is where I'm looking at the reaction for Hermiller, and this is tough because you should be out of this inning. And the entire infield does really the situational awareness thing here. Have a meeting, pat her on the back, and just say, take your time. Slow the game down.
Yeah, and unfortunately, this can be the reality of softball at times because 11 of the 12 Ayersville runs have come with 2 outs here in this contest, so just the little things.
This one a nubber back in the circle, fielded, and again a little bit of trouble getting that out of what looks to be that soft infield. What do you call this? It's not true dirt. Is it kind of like a crushed limestone?
It's limestone. That's what I would call it anyways, and it's usually good for drainage, but it does get soft, especially after the rains we've had all week long here in Napoleon.
So here's Brown digging in. She hit a monster of a fly ball to straightaway center field, her first trip up this inning, and the wind, ironically, knocked it down a bit. She ended up being the first out, but she's hitting for the second time this frame. This one misses upstairs.
And I'm going to go out on a limb and say Ariel Brown has never made 2 outs in an inning before, ever. She's just too good a hitter.
Yeah, absolutely. We can ask her after the game, but I would guess no as well. As she takes upstairs ball 3, she may not get something to hit this at bat. Talked with her earlier this year. She would like to play at the next level. She's contacted a few schools. Swing and foul down, boy, 3-0, and she had the green light. She went golfing.
Hey, why not? She's such a proven hitter, hitting near 400, on base percentage nearly 500. Also leads the team in walks. I mean, she's just been a tough out.
3-1, a little late on this one, fouled away, and the count now full. Well, the Pilots have hit around +2 in this frame, and they lead at 12-0. Payoff pitch, shot, and underneath the glove of Arizola and into left field. Good piece of hitting by the Pilot shortstop. That is the 8th hit of the inning.
Yeah, just incredible. And again, Ariel Brown, such a strong bat that time. That ball had plenty of exit velo. That'll bring up the cleanup hitter, Ava Sigler, who grounded out earlier in this year.
This one a little nubber hit left side, and Arizola, nice scoop at first, but again, we got runner's interference. They're going to call runner interference on Michaela Sierra, saying that she impeded with Arizola fielding that softball. And so that will be the 3rd out of the inning. Not before the Pilots come up big. 8 runs on 8 hits, 1 error, and they leave them loaded. We head to the top of the 3rd. Ayersville 12, Leipsic nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need
to make your mental health a priority.
love, your mind.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Back at Napoleon. We head to the top of the third. It will be the bottom of the order for the Vikings. 8, 9, and then the leadoff hitter, Olivia Tussing, digs in, followed by Alicia Paniagua on deck and Alexis Hermiller in the hole. As Tussing takes a second strike, it's 0-2. There you see our center field camera as the Honey Badger, Kendra Waldron, has been staked to a 12-0 lead. She's pitching like they're behind by 1 as 3 straight pitches strikes out Tussing, looking another premier bank strikeout. That is her 3rd in a row, her 4th in the last 5 hitters.
Just incredible. She now has struck out 6 of the 7 Leipsic outs here early in this one, and she again has every pitch working. She's really hitting her spots, and like always, she's not afraid to move the ball inside or outside, up and down the zone. They're a good-looking rise ball to even things up at 1-1.
Alicia Paniagua digs in from the right side, the 9-hole. Hitting .267 on the season, takes a strike on the outside corner. Well, right now, if you are the Vikings, you just gave up an 8-run inning. You're down by double digits, and you're dealing, or at least facing, one of the premier pitchers, not just in the conference, not just in this region, but in the entire state. It's like getting a body blow, several body blows in a heavyweight fight. How long before you can catch your breath and get refocused?
Yeah, this is tough right here. Just nobody envisioned this type of start here for Airsville, and the fact you're looking at this deficit, and then you have to look in the circle there at Kendra Waldron, who again is on a 14-game winning streak.
Yep.
And really, she always seems to have good stuff, but she's got great stuff here today, moving the ball around in all 4 quadrants. And there she nibbles at the top of the strike zone, just misses. And now a 3-ball count.
Second batter of the afternoon to reach 3 balls and takes ball 4. That's the second walk issued by Kendra Waldron. A 1-out walk here in the top of the third. Paniagua will take her base, and Hermiller will dig in from the right side. Alexis 0 for 1 this afternoon. She struck out looking to lead off the ball game. Excellent hitter, batting .470 coming into today. Shows bunt, takes a strike.
Yeah, great job by Waldron. You don't want to walk the 9-hitter, but you can't dwell on it, so you come right back. A good first pitch strike to lead off hitter Hermiller.
Showing bunt again. This one's going to be a tough one. Waldron underhands to first. That's how you handle it on the corners. 2 away. Paniagua takes second on the play.
Well, a nice defensive play by Waldron. An excellent bunt that time by Hermiller. And Waldron knew she had very little time to work with, so she quickly underhand flipped it to Limber at first base. And now 2 outs in the Leipsic 3rd inning.
Brings up Peyton Schrader. 0 for 1 as she grounded back to the pitcher. Kendra Waldron back in the first. That wind is not letting up. The 0-1. Waldron, after the 1-out walk, looking to keep the damage to 0s on the board here. She misses inside. Quick peek at second. Outfield pretty much straight away. This one, a fly ball into left center field, and it's going to drop. They will hold the runner at third. Paniagua not going anywhere with 2 outs, and Peyton Schrader with the first hit of the afternoon for the Vikings. Single to shallow left field. Now, Leipzig's got runners at the corners.
Yeah, great at bat that time by Peyton Schrader. She hung tough there, got a pitch across the plate. Drives it out in the left field, but a good hold that time. You're down big. You can't run yourself out of an inning.
Nope. So here's Cup digging in. 0 for 1, struck out swing, takes upstairs. Cup, if I remember Coach Hermiller telling me correctly, she's going to Bluffton University, and I believe it's on a volleyball scholarship. So she certainly has the volleyball player's build to her. Tall, lanky, big swing here, comes up empty.
A good-looking pitch that time, but Waldron just kind of reared back that time, put a little extra on that fastball.
101. We have another area athlete in DCTV land that's heading to Bluffton University, but to play basketball. You know who it is?
Off the top of my head, I don't.
Okay. Want me to give you a hint?
Sure.
It's a Ram from Tenora.
Oakley.
That's a good guess. She's going to Ohio State.
Okay.
She is going to be studying nursing.
Okay.
But one of her teammates, you had the right team. This one popped up mile high on the infield. Waldron will call and catch. And the biggest threat of the afternoon for the Vikings, they put runners at the corners, but the inning is over. No runs on one hit, no errors, 2 left aboard. We're going to the bottom of the third. Pilots 12, Vikings nothing. Trivia question 1, Scoop nothing, but we're going to give him another chance to think when we come back. You're watching DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org.
One in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com.
Back at Napoleon. 12 runs on, let's do a quick cursory check of my book here.
13
hits. No errors for Ayersville. No runs on 1 hit. 2 errors for Leipsic, as it will be 5, 6, and 7. Daniela Coble, Aubrey Limber, and I believe, is it going to be Peyton Ensign or is it going to be Addison Zartman? She was pinch hit for, so we'll wait and see in that mystery spot what Coach Zartman wants to do as Coble. How about this? Again, this is a freshman, not only starting varsity scoop, but second highest batting average on the team, 407. She scored 17 runs. She's got a dozen RBI. Now, it helps when you have a pair of juniors who are as productive as Waldron and Brown that are constantly getting aboard. But how much better is this youngster? How good is number 24 going to be in another 2 to 3 seasons?
Oh, really good. You know, you're talking about her batting numbers, which is impressive because, you know, she's second in the team in hits, second in the team's runs scored. But I like her as a catcher.
Yeah.
Defensively, she is really solid, does a good job of keeping the ball in front, does a great job of trying to frame the pitches, also has a very strong arm to try to backpick runners and keep the running game in check.
Baby Shark right now with a 3-2 count. That was just golfed straight back up the middle. She didn't try and do anything too much with it, but there's, again, third trip through the lineup, understanding where your pitcher is going to throw you. She's been working downstairs, and that was just a great job to drop the barrel of the bat down and just poke that one back up the middle.
It really was a great piece of hitting once again by Coble, who's now 2 for 2. Also walked and scored in the first inning, so she's been perfect this afternoon.
Oh, Aubrey Limber slaps one, pulls it to the right side. It gets underneath the glove of Paniagua. Quickly on it is Steingas, but moving ahead, Coble. showing she can also pick them up and lay them down. She's standing at third, and the hit parade continues for the Pilots. Now runners at the corners with nobody out.
Well, again, tremendous execution, and credit Aubrey Limber that time. Was able to slap it in the hole on that right side. And heads up base run by Coble. She knew exactly where Steinges was in right field. No hesitation, going first to third. And now Coach Zartman will re-enter.
Yep,
Addison Zartman, who singled and drove home a couple runs back in that first inning before being relieved by a pinch runner.
60-foot sprint, that's all she needs to concern herself with, right? Just a 60-foot sprint, straight line. This one misses upstairs, off with the pitch, and Limber is into second. You can hear the faux siren sound coming from the Pilot dugout. Yeah, we see you. This one sharply hit off the glove of Arizona at third. They're going to try and throw, and that's just a heads-up backup play by Wagler as they get the out. It does score a run as Coble will come home.
Yeah, credit Kendall Wagler. Great job that time. She knew that Zartman, with her knee, was not going to get down the line quickly, so she was able to come up firing, and a nice play over there by Olivia Tussing at first base to get the pick and keep her foot on the base.
So here's Beecher digging in.
Credit Zartman, a good piece of hitting. Drives home another Pilot run.
All right, don't you think that I have forgotten about the trivia question that I lobbed your way last inning? I'm going to give you one more shot at it.
I may need a couple. There's so many good. This one's going to score.
And nobody's there. It actually hits Aubrey Limber in the rear end, but she doesn't notice it as she has scored the 14th run of the ball game.
Well, even a wiffle ball, Limber would have been safe because she already crossed the plate when that ball hit her. But again, a great dirt ball read by Limber, and the Pilots have put up two more here in this third inning.
Beecher looking at a 2-1. I'll reset the trivia question after this pitch as it's in there for a strike. All right, Jordan Cupp for Leipsic is going to Bluffton University, I believe, on a volleyball scholarship. As the 2-2 comes in, Beecher catches a piece of it, fouls it straight down. There is another DCT area athlete who is going to Bluffton. It's to play basketball. Now, we've narrowed it down to the school. It's from Tenora. You took a good guess at Nova Oakley, but Supernova is going to Ohio State. So I'll give you one more guess. As this one, a strike at the letters. Beecher forces a smile. That's a backwards K for a Premier Bank strikeout, 2 away.
Oh, an excellent pitch that time by Hermila, a little rise ball that just caught the top of the zone, and a much-needed second out for the Vikings. Well, Brent, that's a tough question because certainly Oakley good enough to play at that level, but there's also several other Ram players I remember from last year that probably could play at Bluffton as well. But I'm going to go with Julia Durfee.
You saw my phone, didn't you?
No, I did not.
I brought her up. I had to take a pic because we had to do an audio interview.
You know, I thought Emma Bailey might be a possibility too, but Durfee would have been my second guess behind Oakley.
Yep. A couple of senior leaders, Durfee.
Yeah, Nova had a great career there for the Rams. That was a fun team to watch. You and I had them several times. That was a team when they were clicking on all cylinders. Yep. They were tough out.
2-2 after Mickey Shreve fouls this one away.
I can't even see the monitor with the sun and stuff today, let alone your phone. But
Julia Durfee's smile can be seen for miles. She is a feisty one. The 2-2, late swing inside out, and she buys herself another. Well, again, we're in a different sport here this afternoon, but kind of putting a wrap on the Tenora basketball conversation. Both the boys and the girls are going to have some huge shoes to fill with the graduating senior classes for both teams this season. Swing and a miss. That gets away from the catcher, though. Shreve, a speed burner down to first with a throw beater. It pulls Tussing off the bag. So it will go down as a strikeout, but a pass ball. And the inning continues as Shreve is at first. This will be the fourth inning, fourth trip to the plate for Kendra Waldron. She is 3 for 3 with a pair of doubles and a home run, 3 runs scored, and 2 RBI as she takes upstairs.
That'll be the third Premier Bank strikeout for Miller, but unfortunately they could not officially record the out, as that pass ball allows Shreve to stroll down the first safely.
Well, we had the error on the throw at third an inning ago that allowed an extra couple runs to score. And the pass ball here on the third strike continues this frame. Waldron tomahawks this one, but it's going to get foul and out of play.
Now, that was a pitch Waldron just could not hold up on. That was one of those rise balls that starts out, boy, you're thinking, I can really clobber this one, but had a good rise to it.
This one fouled straight back. She was on this one, and whoa, I don't think she could have thrown that in between the press box and the safety fence behind the center field bleachers if she had tried it. That's what you call threading the needle. 2-2. This one, a humpback liner drifting back, and it's over the outstretched glove of Wagler at short. And the hit parade continues for Kendra Waldron. 4 for 4 today. All she is a triple away from the cycle.
Yeah, just incredible. She of those 4 hits she has, 3 have been extra bases.
Yep.
Of course, the 1 home run and the 2 doubles.
As digging in from the left side, Michaela Sierra.
When's the last time you've seen a cycle, Brent, at a ball game?
Boy, that is a good question. I'm not sure
Or
I can remember at all.
Or have you? I mean, it's not like it happens every day or every year. It's a rare occurrence.
Extremely so. The 0-1 line drive up the middle, and they're just having a fight at the bat rack right now for the Pilots. Rounding third, Shreve will score the 15th run of the ball game.
Just amazing how Ayersville continues to hit. Even with 2 outs, they continue to put up big-time runs with 2 outs here in each of the first 3 innings.
So here's Brown digging in. She is 1 for 3 with a single. Nobody wants to make that third out, Scoop. I mean, when you're moving like this, you always want to keep the line going. As Brown fouls the 1-0 away. Pilots have scored 4 runs by my book here in the third inning. Oh, this one crushed deep to left field. Good heights off the wall. She missed a home run by about 2 feet. It will score 2. Waldron comes home. Sierra trots home. And Brown just missed a homer literally by an eyelash.
Oh, that ball was well struck there by Brown. It just didn't really have the height. That was a line drive. It just kept going and caught the top half of the fence here as the park barely holds it. But the 2-out hit parade continues for Airsville. Now the Pilots up 17-0 here.
Here's Sigler digging in. Ava, couple of singles and a ground out to third. Now you also have to feel for Alexis Hermiller because this is the 2nd straight inning she should have been out of the frame. But an error, in this case a pass ball, is a ground ball back to the circle. She knocks it down, and she makes the throw over to retire the side. Not before the Pilots come up big again. Should be 6 runs, is that correct?
Should be 5 runs.
5? We'll have to. Oh, you know what? I know why here. I had to move over 1 inning because they batted around +2. So it is 5 runs, excuse me. On 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 hits. The hits just keep on coming. They leave 1 aboard. We will head to the top of the 4th. All Ayersville, 17-0. You're watching DCTV Sports.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com.
All right, we head to the top of the fourth. Ayersville, 17 runs. They have scored in every inning, 4 in the first, 8 in the second, 5 in the third. Kendra Waldron dealing to the meat of the order. Check that. It's 4, 5, and 6. Steingast, Wagler, and Schrader. Swing and a miss on an 0-1 count, and I think the Honey Badger here is realizing I just need 3 outs to bring the curtain of charity down on this scene, and she's going right after him. The 0-2. Well, she brought a rise ball there, fouled away.
Yeah, right now, the thing that impresses me about Waldron, you can't tell it's a 17-0 game. It looks like it's a 0-0 game or a 1-0 game, and she's just locked in, and there she gets another
Premier Bank strikeout.
Premier Bank strikeout. Wow, her 7th of the afternoon.
How fitting would it be to get the side here as Waldron just trying to finish things off. Her team will be back here tomorrow afternoon at 1. The question is, who will be the opponent? As this is the first of 2 here this afternoon at Napoleon. Kendall Wagler digs in, no official at bat. She drew a walk back in the second. Got as far as second. What was that? Was that a Scroogey?
Had a little bit a different movement to it, so maybe it was a little screwball there that just missed downstairs.
Well, that's a heater. 2-1. She wasn't going to fall behind 3-0.
No, she's really locked in. She's really has that mindset you need out there.
Tries to raise the ladder on her. Ball 3.
Good job by Wagler. Remember, Wagler walked back in that second inning, the first Viking to reach base. One of only 3 so far this afternoon to get on base.
Well, the 3-1 misses downstairs. She's only given up 1 hit, but she has surrendered 3 walks. 2 to the person trotting down to first, Kendall Wagler. So with 1 away, that will bring up Ava Schrader. Schrader digs in from the left side, also 0 for 1, struck out swinging. Back in the second. Just a little bit low. Okay, when you're up 17-0 and you've been in the dugout for an extended period of time, not just 1 inning, but all 3 innings, Scoop, how tough is it for a pitcher to basically lock back in? Oh, snap throw down to first, and boy, Coble with a quick throw, and Limber almost made the tag in time.
Yeah, that time I think the ball actually beat her to the base, but the tag just not in time. Good looking throw there by Coble, trying to keep these runners in check.
2-0, another snap throw down to first. Pitch was in there for a strike. Back to that thought though, Scoop. And again, we know there's very few. Matter of fact, I don't know of anybody mentally tougher than the young lady in the circle right now, but at the same time, you get long layoffs, you're trying to be a good teammate, you're also hitting, as in her case. How long does it take to maybe, how many batters or maybe pitches? Is there a baseline that you would say, okay, this is what you should be locked back in by?
Yeah, it's tough, especially, you talk about those long innings, you're not used to maybe sitting there 20 minutes at a time without doing anything. Sometimes, obviously, she's running the bases, but a little bit different mindset.
2-2, dirty changeup, got her out in front of it, strike 3. Another Premier Bank strikeout, 2 away. And the Vikings are down to their final out. This is through 4. Yeah, this would be the top of the 4th, right?
Fourth at bat. You'd have 5 for 10 run row.
Oh, I stand corrected. All right. So we've got at least 1 more then.
This will certainly put them in good shape here if you can keep the Vikings off the boards here for 4 innings, and offense will get 1 more opportunity to hit yet.
Swing and a miss. Makes it 0-2. Swing and a miss. She rode the ladder on her, and another Premier Bank strikeout. She strikes out the side. A 1-out walk does not do any damage. No runs, no hits, no errors. 1 left the board. We're through 4 1/2 It feels like 5. We'll head to the bottom of the frame when we come back. Pilots 17, Vikings nothing. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com.
We head to the bottom of the 4th. Pilots 17 runs. They have scored in every frame so far. 4 in the 1st, 8 in the 2nd, 5 in the 3rd. We'll see if they can continue that as the 5-hole scheduled to lead things off. It should be the freshman catcher Daniela Coble, but it looks like Gabby Miles has picked up a bat, and she will hit in place of her as Coach Zartman trying to get everybody that's suited up here this afternoon a chance to play in one way, shape, or form.
Have your attention, please. Pitching for the Pilots. Number 17, Gabby Miles.
Miles, scoop, hitting .500 on the season. In 4 at-bats, the math is simple. She's got 2 hits. Swings and misses here.
And she'd like to make it 600, go 3 for 5 right here with a base knock.
First pitch is a swing and a miss. Miller deals. This one popped up. Right side. Park won't hold it. 0-2.
Yeah, good looking pitch that time by Herb Miller. Took a little bit off that time, disrupt the timing of Gabby Miles. And quickly, Herb Mile on top, 0-2.
On the on-deck circle, we're going to have another pinch hitter. Candace Blevins has picked up a bat. She's trying to get her timing down as this one, a called 3rd strike on the inside corner. Miles goes down looking. Premier Bank strikeout to lead off the Pilot 4th.
A really nice sequence that time by Herb Miller. Was able to get 2 strikes and then try to expand the zone going downstairs.
So here's Blevins digging in. The dugout still trying to amuse themselves here. Coming up with a new chant. 0-2 to Blevins. Ooh, did that hit her?
Yes.
Yeah, bounced right off the top of her spikes. And Blevins will trot down to first base, hit by a pitch.
Well, that's one way to reach base, and Herb Miller would like to have that pitch back because after getting the punch out against Miles, she had Blevins in an 0-2 count before the hit batsman.
So here's Braylon Clemens digging in. So 3rd straight pinch hitter. Oh, 0-1 the count. Braylon hits a soft liner to second, knocked down by Paniagua. She'll go to first. Throws not in time. How are you going to score that one?
That's a toughie. I'm going to wait for the scoreboard.
Keep an eye on it.
I'm going to put down E4 for now, but I've been wrong before.
It was in the glove of Paniagua. My guess is she'll tell you she should have had it. And they have yet to make a decision. I don't see anything being shown up on the scoreboard.
Yeah, they don't keep track of hits on the scoreboard either, so you can't even see the hit come up there. You just got to see if they flash hit or error here.
So Isabella Sierra is going to pick up a bat. Or is it? Wait a minute, Isabella Sierra is in the on-deck circle. I stand corrected here. Bear with us, folks. It is a roulette wheel being spun. by Coach Zartman right now.
Yeah, the sweatshirt on, we don't see any numerals.
We don't. And the PA announcer hasn't made it in. This one, a chopper up the middle. It's got eyes. And there's a single, and that will load the bases.
Now batting for the Pilots, number 6.
So here is Isabella Sierra. Hitting in place of Shreve. Base is juiced, nobody out. Righty-lefty matchup, leans are back. Top of the order, and Waldron. Actually, there should be one out up on the board. They don't have it because it struck out for Miles to lead off the inning. So this one bowled over the heart of the plate, makes it 2-1.
Nice play back there behind the dish by Peyton Schrader to pick up that bouncing pitch and keep the Pilots from advancing.
Well, the plate getting just a little dusty for home plate umpire Dan Carnahan's taste, so he will brush it off. 2-1 the count. 17-0 Pilots looking for more with only one out and the bases loaded. This one fouled straight back. Sierra hitting .667 on the season in 3 at-bats, 2 hits. She also has an RBI to her credit. Looking to add to those numbers. Awaits the 2-2. Hermiller. Rocks. Brings a changeup. This one's a slow roller. It's going to be trouble. Paniagua will flip, and not in time. The run scores, and the bases stay loaded as the lineup turns over again. 5th inning, 5th at bat for Kendra Waldron, and all she needs is a triple for the cycle.
And for Isabella Sierra, that time that's going to be an infield single. She's able to leg that out there, just beat the throw.
Give her an RBI. First pitch swinging. High fly ball, center field, ranging back is Cup, and she makes the catch. This will go down as an RBI on the sac fly. 2 down, and that is the 3rd RBI on the afternoon for Kendra Waldron.
Yeah, so Waldron remains a perfect 4 for 4.
Yeah.
She adds an RBI with the sac fly.
So Michaela Sierra digs in. She's got the warm-up on. You know, I'm thinking if somebody really got the bug and wanted to develop a scorebook that allowed for an extra spot for when a team hits around in an inning, do you think there could be money to be made on it? As strike 3, a punch out, Premier Bank strikeout will end the inning. So we'll head to the top of the 5th. Pilots just 3 outs away from ending this one via the mercy rule. 19-0 after putting across 2 runs on 2 hits. They leave a couple aboard, and I can't really read my scorebook anymore. We're going to take a quick timeout. Back with the top of the 5th. When we come back, you're watching DCTV Sports.
In life, unexpected challenges can test us. If you've been seriously injured in a car accident, you deserve a team that understands. Because your story matters. Call Arthur Law Firm today. We'll fight for you every step of the way.
Ohio is in a foster care crisis. Kids with real needs, medical, emotional, behavioral, are waiting for homes. Cornerstone Treatment Foster Care is looking for families ready to make a difference. You've thought about it, now it's time. Contact Cornerstone Treatment Foster Care today.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
Top of the 5th. Pilots have scored in every inning so far this afternoon. The least that they've scored was just in the bottom of the last frame, a couple of runs, but they're up 19-0 as it will be 8-9 and then the leadoff hitters to face Kendra Waldron. And it looks like we are going to have a pinch hitter for Olivia Tussing, as this is number 12. This is going to be Rylan Girton. Girton has yet to establish a batting average this season, but will get the opportunity to play in the postseason here. Chops this one foul. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes.
Yeah, good swing that time by the southpaw Tussing.
Girton.
I'm sorry, Girton there coming off the bench here to pinch hit. Right now, Waldron, after another long delay, seems unfazed by it.
Don't you wish we could stay that young and that focused? Have that much oil in your joints? Call him third strike. Premier Bank strikeout leads off the 5th inning, and we're going to have another pinch hitter. This is going to be Caitlin Recker digging in from the right side. Recker also trying to establish a batting average. Swings and misses, and now down to the count, no balls and 2 strikes.
Well, this is a tough way to do it against one of the premier pitchers in Northwest Ohio, Kendra Waldron. Waldron quickly on top of Recker, 0-2.
This one misses in the dirt. One and 2. Brought the rise. That kind of jelly-legged Recker a little bit. It just missed.
That's a good hold. That's a tough pitch to lay off. A good-looking rise that time from Waldron. Just out of the strike zone. The count evens up at 2-2.
Swing and a miss. Another Premier Bank strikeout. 2 up, 2 down. And how ironic that her counterpart, Alexis Hermiller, is the last at-bat standing here for the Vikings.
Yeah, for Hermiller, she struck out in the first inning, had a sac bunt, and here she
popped
hits
her
one.
up. This is going to be trouble, and Beecher on the run makes the catch at the knees. Woo. Best defensive play we've seen so far this afternoon, and that will do it. What a catch by the senior center fielder. As no runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left the board. That will do it via the mercy rule. 19 runs and a shutout pitched by Kendra Waldron, as the Pilots will be right back here on this field tomorrow afternoon at 1 o'clock. Opponent to be determined, but they're going to get a little bit of an extra rest here as the handshake line goes through. We're going to take a quick timeout. When we come back, we'll have the Mark Moats Ford game recap and the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. You're watching DCTV Sports.
For the past 70 years, Midwest Community Federal Credit Union has been your financial partner, helping you achieve your dreams and secure your future. Midwest Community Federal Credit Union, with locations in Defiance, Bryan, and Napoleon. Find out more at midwestcommunity.org. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Personalized service and quality products in a friendly and caring atmosphere. Schedule your appointment today. Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center. Stadium Drive in Defiance and online at visionsource-brunswickeye.com. Simplify your everyday banking with convenient account options and digital banking features that fit your unique lifestyle. Premier Bank, everyday banking solutions designed for you. Explore solutions today at yourpremierbank.com. Proudly serving the area with the highest quality contracting services for nearly 100 years. Baker Schindler Company of Defiance and Paulding. 419-782-5080. Online at baker-schindler.com. Visit Mark Moats Ford and check out some of the best new Ford models. Mark Moats Ford has been serving the Defiance community since 1916. Visit them today, County Road 424 in Defiance, and online at markmoatsford.com.
Back at Napoleon. Oh, they're pumping up the infield music for game number 2 as the winner will get Airsville tomorrow back here at Napoleon. But my goodness, the Pilots, I don't know where you begin because we always start in the circle, and certainly you can say that again here today. Kendra Waldron one-hits the Vikings, walks 3. Matter of fact, had a perfect day at the plate, but Scoop, there wasn't anybody from starters to reserves that stepped on the field that didn't make a contribution in one way, shape, or form en route to a 19-0 win.
Well, you love when you get this type of team effort. 1 through 9, I think unofficially all the Pilots had 2+ hits. I think 8 of the 9 starters reached base 3 times. Then they played clean on defense. We saw that spectacular catch by Ryland Beecher to end things. And, of course, how about Kendra Walton, as you mentioned, another stellar day. 11 strikeouts, 3 walks, gives up just 1 hit. And all around a great team win for the Pilots, as now they'll wait to see who they will play here tomorrow as the Continental Pirates and Antwerp Archers. We'll get things going here in about 45 minutes.
Well, we can sit here and take a look at it. Numbers-wise, I was running out of space in my scorebook here as far as the offense is concerned. But let's start in the circle with Kendra Waldron. And the Honey Badger was nothing short of spectacular here this afternoon as she goes 5 innings, allows just 1 hit, only walks 3, strikes out 11. And, again, you score early like Ayersville did, 4 runs in the first. I don't want to say the game was over at that point, but you could just see the body language for the Vikings. It just hit them early. It was like taking that first punch from 24. It's like taking a body punch in a heavyweight fight. You see guys crumple, and they just never recover. They're not the same.
Well, you're right. And they knew coming in, when you're playing the likes of an Ayersville Pilot team that's had such a great season, a perfect 7-0 GMC, you know you've got a razor-thin margin of error. And when things go wrong early like that, you just don't think you can recover, and it played true as Ayersville was really impressive in every phase of the game here this afternoon. The hitting, the pitching, the defense, the base running, you name it, they executed, and they will move on to face the winner of Continental in Antwerp.
Well, we await Coach Bill Zartman. The players have broken out of the huddle as well. I mean, this one was over with basically after the 2nd inning. We're trying to get the baby shark, Daniela Coble, the freshman catcher. I'm assuming they're going to stick around and watch at least a portion of this game, but we'll get Coach Zartman and Daniela Coble. And I see our director, Tristan Zartman. Everybody's a Zartman today. When you win by 19, they just adopt him into the family. Oh, Lordy. Tristan Atkinson. Come on over here, 2-4. Scoop, the headset's right there. How are you?
Good.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
How about talking with us? Throw those on and turn right around. Right in between the two of us here. And get her best side. There's the camera. And we are up. All right, Baby Shark. Congratulations. 19 runs as a team here. Now, I know I'm going to start with this because we were just talking about it. Everybody that set foot on that field today made a contribution in one way, shape, or form. But let me ask you to rewind, because you guys haven't played a game in a week now. Tenora last Friday was your last contest. You were supposed to play on Wednesday.
Yeah.
Of course, it got rained out. What did that do to this team mentally? How did you guys kind of pace yourself and stay focused?
I think in practice we were just trying to like keep our flow going, keep it what we normally do going. And the weather was kind of gross, so we had to like go to play different fields, be inside a couple days. But I think us hitting off some like coaches, I think one day they got Kendra out there.
Mm-hmm.
We got some hits off her. I think just keeping
Did
our
you
normal.
really?
Yeah.
All right.
I think us just keeping our groove and sticking together and staying confident kept us together.
Now, Coach mentioned that too during the pregame. He said you guys haven't really used the machines at all. You've done live pitching all season long. How much of an advantage or how much of a help is that, do you think?
I think the machines can only do so much for, especially like movement. They can only do so much. And machines are great for early in the season when you're just trying to get that good contact in. But once you get later in the season, you're seeing these better pitchers who have all these movement. You need someone to show that, and so you're more likely to see it.
She doesn't sound like a freshman, does she?
No. And Danielle, the confidence level I thought was so high throughout the lineup here tonight. They always say hitting's contagious, but wow, no one could expect to come out here in this type of atmosphere and get 20 hits as a team. Talk about the confidence right now of the way you guys are playing.
Yeah.
How confident are you right now?
I mean, we're pretty high. Bill likes to say take it day to day, but I think we kind of went into this game knowing, hey, we're up, we're ready. We've been practicing a whole week for this, and if we just go out there and play like we know we can, we'll do great.
Well, you go 2 for 2 today with a walk, 3 runs scored. Break it down. What was the approach today? And you seem to be seeing it pretty well.
I think my approach was just, I know I want to hit it, and I know I want to hit it good. But if it's not there, I'm not going to swing. And I think like watching pitchers in warm-ups, you get an idea of what's strike, what's not, what are they throwing, what are they not. And especially as a catcher, it's really nice to see the strike zone and get a good idea, because some of them will come a little more inside, some of them won't touch the outside corner, some of them do. And I think that and also like having my pitcher, like seeing the pitcher, kind of helped me see what was
sure.
Up.
Okay, you had a week to prepare for this one, but now you've got a short turnaround to see the winner of the next game. What's going to be the mindset here? Are you guys going to stay and watch a little bit of this game before you head back tonight, or what's the plan?
I think we're going to stay and watch a little bit and then head back and rest up and be ready for tomorrow, because I don't think really it doesn't matter who we play. Like, we're not really like dead set on, oh, we want to play this team or this team. I think it's more of like just for the coaches, but we're pumped and ready to go.
Pumped and ready. We promise we will be too tomorrow. Congratulations, winner. Nice job today.
Thank you.
Daniela Coble joining us. Baby Shark, as I see Coach Zartman. Plus, we got to talk about the pants. Okay, you guys won the bet, and he made do, so he's a man of his word. But were you ever worried that he wasn't going to honor that bet?
I mean, this is my first year having Bill as a coach, but I think the girls kind of kept him online. After every GMC win, it was one game closer to the wearing the pants. So
now,
I think
we were joking earlier in the game, but we think he's styling. Do you think he should make that a regular occurrence or no?
I think this is like a reward, not really a every game thing, but I mean, if he wants to.
That was a very diplomatic answer. We'll let you go. Congratulations to you. We're going to take a quick timeout. We'll have Coach Zartman when we come back. Pilots 19, Vikings nothing. You're watching the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show on DCTV Sports.
Being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need to make your mental health a priority.
Love your mind.
At Arthur Law Firm, we understand how overwhelming life can be after being seriously injured in a car accident. With over 50 years of experience, Arthur Law Firm has a track record of getting the results you deserve. When you don't know where to turn, get answers with Arthur. Call us today.
Eyes forward. Don't drive distracted.
Ohio is in a foster care crisis. Kids with real needs, medical, emotional, behavioral, are waiting for homes. Cornerstone Treatment Foster Care is looking for families ready to make a difference. You've thought about it, now it's time. Contact Cornerstone Treatment Foster Care today.
1 in 10 kids vape. Each vape pod can contain the same amount of nicotine as a pack of cigarettes.
The health class film guy isn't the best person to talk to your kid about vaping.
Got a few minutes?
You are. Talk to your child about vaping today.
Hopefully you can hear us over the wind over our headset mics because we almost can't. It didn't matter here this afternoon as the pilots brought plenty of wind and kept it in their sails en route to a 19-0 win over Leipsic. They advance to tomorrow. We'll wait and see. It's either going to be Antwerp or Continental, but right now I don't know that it matters because the pilots are just going to enjoy this one for a little less than 24 hours. Coach Zartman joining us, all smiles. My goodness, where do you want to start on this one?
Great team win. Everybody participated today. Everybody got in. Everybody got on base. A lot of balls were hit. I don't know how many hits we had. So for being off for 7 days,
20.
We put a lot of balls in play. Kendra did well in the mound again. And, defensively, obviously at the end of the game, Rylan did a great job of tracking a ball. And, so a great overall 3-phase win.
What's that say about her, too, as a senior? It's easy when you're up by 19 and you got a pitcher that's got 11 punch-outs to maybe kind of get just a little hazy. But she stayed sharp. She stayed on that ball and made arguably the defensive play of the game for the final out.
Yeah, by far the best play this tonight. But, we preach it every day at practice. We work defense every day at practice. Work situations every day at practice, and obviously a big 50-50 ball again. We've had plenty of those this year. Obviously, going back to the Pettisville game with Allison and Rylan, her tracking the ball was the exact same play that her and Allison ran into each other. So what I do like is no fear. She went after it and trusting what we've coached and what we worked on, that they communicated and it was taken care of. So, to get foggy and lazy and sit back and let Kendra handle it, and you guys, ball gets put in play and she comes out and makes a great play. That's what we preach, and that's what we've been working on all season. So,
Well, Coach, you talked about how you're clicking all 3 phases. I'm going to add a fourth phase. I thought your base running was very aggressive, and I think that, how important is that going to be as you continue to take steps down the tournament trail?
Obviously base running is a huge part of the game. Again, something we work on and talk about, and being aggressive, trying to take the next base if we can. Obviously, I sent a couple girls that I probably won't send in a normal game as we move forward. So, because they probably would have been out on a perfect throw. But defense. Offensively running the bases. It's part of me seeing a ball dropping and sending kids. Rylan rounded second on a play that she probably should have been standing on third. But trying to, give them ownership to that. If they see another play happening on, take the next base. And we've done a really good job with that this year and today as well. So, being aggressive, stealing bases, everything. So.
All right, so now you've got a complete 180. You had a full week off trying to keep the team sharp, trying to stay in the cages and see line pitching. Now you get less than 24 hours before you're right back out here. Is that a plus, minus, or a push at best?
I think it's a plus for us because we're a team, once we start playing, we kind of feed off of our momentum. Always have been that, and the girls, don't have that start-stop with the offensive side of the game. Us seeing pitches day, seeing balls put in play, I think that's a positive for us. Kendra being able to throw to other batters, that's a positive. Defense seeing the ball put in play, that's a positive for us. So I think it's only helping us in this situation.
Coach, congratulations. Big win. We'll be back here tomorrow afternoon.
Thank you. All right.
Coach Zartman joining us. It's only a matter of whether it will be Continental or Antwerp. We're going to take a quick timeout. Back to put a wrap on the Brunswick Eye and Contact Lens Center postgame show. You're watching DCTV Sports.
Estill Chevrolet Cadillac is this area's new and used car headquarters, earning your trust one satisfied customer at a time. Estill Chevrolet Cadillac, North Clinton Street in Defiance, and online at drivebobestill.com.
For decades, I've taught you everything I know. But only you can prevent wildfires.
Brent Balbinot, Scoop Miller, as we are back to put the finishing touches on the Mark Moats Ford game recap and Brunswick Iron Contact Lens Center post-game show as the Pilots knock off the Vikings of Leipsic by a final of 19-0 in a mercy rule run-shortened game through 5 innings. They'll get a little extra of a breather. Scoop, they'll get to stick around and scout, for lack of a better term, the second half of today's, we can't call it a nightcap, but doubleheader, as it will be Antwerp and Continental. Whoever wins draws the Pilots. But you heard Coach Zartman mention this, and I want to get your take on it. Obviously, as a former coach, you have the long, week-long layoff to finally get here. They didn't seem to show any adverse effects of it, but now you get less than 24 hours before you have to be right back out here again. From a coach's perspective, does that make any difference to you at all?
Well, I totally agree with Coach Zartman there. I think you want to get right back at it. You know, your kids had that layoff. They're antsy, ready to go, and you saw how they clicked on all cylinders tonight. Every phase was really clicking. They got production 1 through 9. They got some good production off the bench. They just really were clicking. So I think you want to get right back at it, keep that momentum going. And right now, Ayersville's got plenty of it. 15 consecutive wins after starting out the season just 1-4.
It's not how you start, it's how you finish. And right now, they have plenty of wind in their sails. We'll be back out here again tomorrow afternoon. It will be a 1 o'clock first pitch. We plan on being on the air with a 12:30 pregame. We will hope that you will join us. That's going to do it for our broadcast here this afternoon. For our entire crew, doing a great job making an arrangement of their schedule on less than 48 hours notice. A big thank you going out to our sponsors for helping make the broadcast a possibility. And as always, you the fan for tuning in. For Scoop Miller, I'm Brent Balbinot. Final score, Ayersville 19 as Leipsic falls 19-0 the final score. You've been watching a presentation of DCTV Sports.